on Thursday, we have a game. On Thursday, we have a game against Trinity at 3:30, and girls remember to wear white socks and white jerseys.
Please come and show your support. Thank you.
Okay, so Q&A will be having a meeting today during lunch in room 4, and tomorrow Activism is going to be selling boba to raise money for the Australian Red Cross, so it'll be $3 for each thing of boba tea. Yeah, awesome.
So the bag's going to meet tomorrow in room 8, not today, it's Q&A. Just so we can go over logistics of cafe night. So cafe night is on Friday. It is in the library from 7 to 9. It'd be really great if everyone showed up. Thank you.
Alright, so tomorrow we will be having a Hispanic Culture Club meeting, though it is not B-Day, because we are going to have a guest speaker, Miss Kirsten Matsumoto. Hoping I spelled or pronounced her name correctly.
Yes.
Okay. She is a friend of Mr. Daniels, and she is a missionary with the Episcopalian Church, she does service in Honduras to help girls get a better education and have better living conditions. So just if you guys want to hear more about that, if you're in the Hispanic Culture Club, please come. It's for a good cause.
Boys and girls basketball had a game yesterday at Trinity.
We won JV 68 to around 35, and varsity won 32 to 27. Best game this year is 35-32, and we almost beat them. But it was
Hi. Living Club has been dying since August. And now we have a project that might rescue it a little bit.
So all of first semester, a lot of us have been working on making hats for newborns, and this Monday, she dropped them off at the NICU.
Salinas Memorial Hospital. So we're making the baby hats and delivering them. We really need some help. We're going there every other week, and every trip down there counts as service learning hours.
So if you know how to knit, if you want to learn how to knit, if you would like to be part of this project in some way, if you have some other way that you can make baby hats and would like to be part of the project, just shoot one of us an email, and we'd be happy to include you.
Yeah,
Thank you.
And if you don't know, Frances is a fantastic knitter, so she can help. And baby hats is pretty easy. You just have a loom and you circle it, and you take it out. So that's it.
Yeah.
So it's at 3:30. If you guys can come out, we're having a great season so far. So I hope you guys can come out.
Okay, so it's going to be a guild meeting tomorrow, and in the physics room, we're going to be playing Flux and Catan. It's going to be a great time. Come on out.
So first of all, if you're applying for TCL, the applications are due on February 2nd, so get those in. Also, we are signing up for spring sports now. So you should all go sign up for spring sports, and one of the sports you should sign up for is boys volleyball. So last year we were a first-year JV team. This year we are a varsity team. The schedule is on the York website. So if you're at all interested in volleyball, then sign up for it. You can show up to a few practices, see if you like it. We're going to start practices shortly after the play people finish their rehearsals.
It is every little girl's dream to have their own pony. One that would provide a furry shoulder to cry on, or lend a listening ear to share dreams with. I was among the few lucky girls that got to call this dream a reality. So Sean was my pony, the first substantial responsibility I had. Along with this dream came hours of cleaning, mucking, watering, and feeding. Whenever I passed by his stall, his little white fluffy ears perked forward to greet me. His quirks are what made him particularly special, always trying to escape the captivity of his stall so that he could gallop free. But jumping would always frighten me, and I was unsure if I would ever be fully confident while riding. And Sean quickly made what I thought was impossible possible. He helped me gain confidence when I longed to quit. He always inspired me, whether it was realizing that size is insignificant or that it's okay to be a little wild sometimes. My greatest ambitions to move up the levels of eventing and to one day compete at the biggest event in North America were only achieved because of the foundation that Sean had provided for me. As time went on, I was reliant on his scruffy face poking out of the barn, never second-guessing his presence. But one day, Sean's Irish luck stopped working. He sustained an injury to his front leg, and after months of no improvement, we decided to send him to a veterinary facility so that he could get a bone scan. The vet called my mom after the scan, and my mother's hopeful face was quickly drained of its joyous expression when the vet started talking about his condition. The pony that I had loved dearly for 4.5 years was shaking violently, and the world around him disappeared as he went blind, leaving me fearing for the worst. He had an air embolism in his brain, and the vets were attempting to get him stable. I felt a wave of shock run through me, and I felt numb. I couldn't comprehend how a procedure so simple, that had been done to hundreds of other horses, had gone so horribly for mine. With each negative update, the less likely it was for my pony to survive. I desperately clung to the chance of Sean's survival. I had never fully appreciated his dedication to me until now. It is difficult to know how meaningful something is until comprehending its mortality. With the slim chance of my pony's survival, we went up to visit him. Tubes were stringing in and out of his body, yet, even with his fear and pain, he still fought to survive. Miraculously, the vets gave us positive news. Sean was constantly improving, and after a few weeks, my pony, who had literally overcome death, returned to the barn as if he had never left. His face poked out of the barn aisle just like it used to, and he was still desperate to escape his stall. Of course, everything was different, since I now viewed my relationship with Sean through a new lens, and I became fully aware of how much my pony means to me. Sean's fight for survival became my fight for hope. Knowing that something or someone was almost gone makes them more valuable. Realizing that at this very moment, life could be continuing without that furry, dream-sharing companion by your side.
AMC math contest tomorrow morning. Not quite as warm and fuzzy as a pony. I know, I'm crying too. Miss Keast is crying. I'm crying too. Okay. Please be there at the theater. 8:15, 8:20, and we're gonna get started at 8:30. Come on.
Hey all, some students have expressed some concerns about what's happening on the news with the coronavirus. And I wanted to let you know what we're doing as a community. We're closely following what's called the risk assessment published by the Center for Disease Control. They continually update how we should respond based upon this news, and their current response for us is that our risk is low. That doesn't mean we shouldn't do anything. What they're suggesting that we all do is practice everyday hygiene and prevention of the seasonal flu. So we're going to just continue to do what we normally do in this season. With regard to washing your hands, we want you to baby shark the crap out of your hands. Literally. And then also, one of the things they recommend is that you not touch your face during this season. That's another way that the flu can spread. Do other things that you all know how to do. We haven't practiced this in a long time, but if you're coughing and sneezing, you don't use your hands. You do the vampire thing to cover your hands. Do you know what I'm saying? Vampire thing? Okay? And then we also want you to get the flu vaccine if you don't already have it. And you should know that it's really easy to get. I just recently got it at Safeway. It took me like five minutes, and it didn't even cost me $5. It cost me nothing. If it does cost you anything, it won't be very expensive. CVS also offers it as well. But the most important thing that you should know is that we are looking very closely at this situation. And if anything does change, and if the possibility happens that we need to change any sort of actions, you will know about it immediately. But currently, we are following the experts' advice. Thank you.
I just wanted to check in because it always interests me when there's like, so Mr. Brookhauser mentioned the coronavirus and there was this little that always interests me because it makes me want to check in with you. Like, what was that? Was that, oh my gosh, people are just really ridiculously upset about this? Or was that, oh yeah, I've been talking about it too? Or hey, Kevin, somebody from the school is finally talking about it? What was that? Just checking in on your feelings about the whole thing. Are you concerned? Are you not concerned? Are you thinking that there's a lot more hysteria than there really needs to be?
I just heard about it this morning, so.
So you don't have had a chance to get concerned or not?
Mr. Ricky, okay. My concern is if you're sick, stay home. Don't come to school.
That's right. And what will your teachers do if you stay home? Literally, back row, do I have your support on this? If you stay home, we will support you. Like, no question, we'll take care of you.
Just adding one more thing about, shoot, I just shared a moment with Jordan and forgot where I was just one more thing about the flu, right? I think because we hear about the flu and there's a flu season every single solitary year, we tend to just kind of discount it and say, oh yeah, flu season, I don't have to worry about that. The flu is, for us, in this country right now, in Monterey, at York School, on top of this beautiful hill, is way more serious than the coronavirus. The coronavirus is getting much more press, but the flu is way more serious for us. Take it seriously, please. Please take it seriously. I mean, if we're going to talk about how many people have died in the United States from flu v. coronavirus, In the flu season so far, 8,000 people in the United States have died because of the flu.
This year?
This flu season. So, take it seriously. That doesn't mean get hysterical about it and start writing your congressperson about, the anti-flu work. It means baby sharking and covering your nose.
And get vaccinated. The vaccine this year works.
Aloha. So, Ms. Money Penny and I want to recognize how appreciative the faculty are that you were very engaged in yesterday's schedule redesign assembly. And more importantly, following the assembly, there were wonderful conversations taking place across campus throughout the day. And we want to encourage that in the coming weeks. Ask questions, look at the schedule prototypes, and Ms. Moneypenny has a specific invitation related to those prototypes for the library.
Yeah, so there will be at least one committee member that is in the library at lunch to help process and help you understand the different options, and to help you jot down and think about your words and feedback to us. So if you want to, you can. Ms. McDowell is allowing lunch to happen at those cafe tables, high top tables during lunch. So you can bring your food and eat there and process with a faculty member or a committee member. Faculty, of course, you're welcome and encouraged to come and see and chat as well when you're doing library duty or otherwise. So beyond that, then there will be a haiku survey, or a survey on haiku. And so while you're putting stuff on the posters, please also eventually put it onto the haiku or survey on haiku.
Thank you.
All right, one more opportunity for feedback is basically during your next class meetings, you're going to have a chance to tell all of your class officials kind of a general consensus you get from opinions on the schedule. General is then going to take it to exec, and then Matthew and I are going to take it to Mr. Key directly. So if there's anything you really want to make sure that is that we relay to Mr. Key, just know that to tell your class officials during class meetings.
Yeah, so just think of some suggestions, things you do or don't like, and just remember them for G days. All right, go to class.